Do not waste your 20s. Your 20s will either set you up for freedom or they'll set you back many years. This is a decade, this is pretty much a time where people waste majority of their time. They waste a lot of money and they waste a lot of their potential. The potential to be successful, the potential to build something, the potential to take more risks, the potential to start their own business, the potential to go out and get a few skills and allow themselves to build income off of those skills. But you don't ever realize it until it's too late. That's one of the most important things I think a lot of us in our 20s struggle with, is not realizing by the time you're in your late 20s, it ends up being a little bit not too late for you, but you realize how much time has passed where you weren't actually doing anything and you weren't building skills, you weren't building wealth, but you were actually instead just wasting a lot of time. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about exactly how you shouldn't waste your 20s, because this is the most important time of your life, financially, mentally, and strategically. These are the things you should be thinking about when you're in your 20s. Financially, how to make more money, how to build your wealth, how to grow your income, because it's not only about building wealth, but it's about growing your income as well. Building wealth and growing your income are two different things. Mentally, how to become better, right? Your personal development journey, how to be a better person, to read more books, to learn how to speak better, right? Just do things better physically and strategically as well. Because this decade, it decides everything. It's a makeup of who you're going to be when you're in your 30s and 40s. By the time you're 30, pretty much, you're thinking about family, you're thinking about building a family, you're thinking about having kids, you're thinking about having a significant other if you already don't have one. So your 20s is your time to boost and take all the risks necessary before you hit your 30s, before you hit your 40s. One of your biggest traps that keeps you from attaining your goals is living for the weekends, right? A lot of people have this issue where they spend all week working, but they use the weekends as kind of an escape. Let me go drink, let me go out, let me go to this bar, let me go to this club. There's nothing wrong with having fun every once in a while, but is that really your purpose? And is that really how you want to live your life for the next 3, 4, 5 years? Think about this. Some people really work the whole weekend. They don't build any skills. They don't go out and do any research. They just work their 9 to 5 basic jobs, and then they spend the weekend, a time that should be desecrated and use as an intentional time to go out and learn skills, go out and expand their knowledge, go out and do some research about how to build wealth, how to start their own online business, how to start a side hustle, how to do something. But they use that instead as an escape. They spend money on parties, clothes, trips they can't afford. I know a lot of people fall into these traps, trying to go into all these different trips every year, planning out trips. There's nothing wrong with experiencing life, but why are you trying to reward yourself for not doing anything? I'm not really a person that's big on experiences and going out and having fun and everything, but if you haven't built nothing yet in this life where you've reached a point financially where you can be able to afford this trip, be able to afford this vacation, why are you taking a vacation for? For the experience? That $1,000 or that $1,500 you're gonna spend on that vacation, you don't realize that it ends up setting you back. That's one of the most important things. Just taking $1,500 and spending it on a vacation because you want to feel good is setting you back. People spend a lot of their 20s trying to impress other people who don't really matter or who don't care about what you have going on. There's this thing, there's a word for it, but there's a lot of the things that we go through in our 20s is trying to impress others, trying to buy this nice car because you saw your friend on IG just get a new car, or trying to put your drip up or buy nice designer clothes because your friend on IG is posting all these designer clothes that they have. They just went out to Paris and you see them posted up. But is that really helping you with your wealth building? Or is that just breaking your wealth for the future? If you really think about that, every time you take a trip, you have to buy clothes. Every time you take a trip, you have to plan the clothes you're gonna wear. That means you gotta buy them. And that's additional cost on top of the cost of already traveling to wherever you're going. So just think about that. Do not spend your 20s partying, buying clothes you don't need that you're not probably going to use in 4 to 5, 6 years. Trips you can't even afford. Yeah, you can afford them in the moment, but you don't realize they're setting you back many years. Trying to impress people who don't matter, or who actually, not who don't matter, but who don't really care about you. I'm not saying don't enjoy your life and don't have fun, but if every weekend costs you your future, then that's a big issue. That's a problem. Your 20s should be about building, not trying to escape or avoid the issues that are in front of you. Most people wait until their 30s or their 40s to actually get serious about their money. That's a big mistake. You have to try early on to master your money, to master understanding how investing works, to master understanding how to build your income. In your 20s, you should learn how to budget, how to create a budget, how to create a set budget that goes according to your income, right? So if you're creating a budget, you're taking the income that you're making and you're subtracting whatever it is, whatever bills that you have for the month. You're taking that income and you're subtracting it from the bills that you have, and then from that money that's left over, how much you're going to invest, how much you're going to put into your emergency savings fund, how much is going into your Roth IRA. So those are the things you have to be calculating. You have to learn how to invest. So investing into ETFs, investing into your Roth IRA. This year, the Roth IRA is $7,500. That's contribution limit. So you have to be able to create a plan for this whole year to budget some of your money to go in every single month, whether it's 160, because 7,500, I could do the math right here. 7,500, that's contribution limit for how much you should be inserting into your Roth IRA. 7,500 is a total. So every month you should be putting at least $625 into your Roth IRA. That's every month. So by the end of the year, you have it maxed out. Or you can do lump sums. Lump sums just basically means if you're gonna take, if it's 7,500, you're gonna take 3,000. You're gonna just buy whatever ETF or whatever investment you're buying inside your Roth IRA. That's a lump sum. Then after, you're gonna take another 4,500 and you're gonna buy another lump sum. However it is that you want to split it, but I'm suggesting the 160 because it spreads out your money and you can better budget and you're able to save as well and do other things with that money. You need to learn how to build an emergency fund. In your 20s, this is the most important thing, because a lot of kids that are in high school or that are in college or that are done with college and just in their 20s, they don't have an emergency savings fund. They're just saving for the next vacation. Like think about that. They're saving for the next vacation, saving for the next trip that they have planned, the next experience. It's gonna cost them about a band or 1,500, 2,000, but to them, they're in the moment. They're in the moment about, okay, I want to enjoy my life. I want to have fun. I want to experience stuff with my friends. So I'm gonna just go out and put this trip on my credit card. Little do you know what you're doing to yourself. Because what ends up happening is that $2,000 you put on your credit card, you end up not being able to pay it. Because let's say your emergency fund, you didn't have enough money to cover your credit card. So what ends up happening is you end up messing up your credit because you can't pay that $2,000 on time. And now you're pretty much setting yourself back. You're messing up your credit score. And they're adding interest on top of that $2,000. So just think about that before you put a trip on your credit card, or before you even take a trip. Budget it out in your head. If it's too much, it's too much. You can't go, you can't go. Just back out. A lot of people don't like backing out, but I'm a person that likes to back out. Like if I see it's not conducive to the situation I'm in, or if it's not if it doesn't align with my financial goals, I can't go no more. In the moment, yes, 4 months ago, I agreed because yes, I thought maybe okay, I could go, I'll budget it out, da da da. But if in the moment, like 2 months away from the trip, I see I can't go, I'm just like, yo, I'm sorry, I can't go. Like, it is what it is, and then move on to the next one. But people have to learn how to say no sometimes. You have to learn how to say no. It's not always about saying yes, yes, or being peer pressured into just going to vacation because all your friends are going. So just think about that. And you have to learn how to avoid bad debt. The same way we were talking about the credit card, putting a vacation or a trip on a credit card. Why are you putting a trip on a credit card? Because if you had the money, right? If you had the money to actually go on this trip, you would just put it on your debit card and just spend it fully. Buy the ticket, you buy the Airbnb, you buy whatever it is that you need, and you go on this trip. But don't put stuff on your credit card and then not be able to pay your credit card. It doesn't make sense. So investing and learning how to make small investments matter because of compounding, right? When I say you have to master money early, you have to master investing early. You have to understand that compounding will do the job for you. Time is your biggest advantage in your 20s. The earlier you start, the better it is for you. $20 invested monthly at 20 years old grows drastically more than starting at 30. So the more earlier you start, the more time you give your money to grow. The better job compounding can do for you, it can allow you to grow your wealth in your 20s better than your 30s. You don't need to be rich in your 20s, but you need to build habits. You need to build wealth habits. You also have to learn to invest in your skills, not just having fun all the time. Your income in your 20s will likely be low, which is normal because we're at the age where you're just starting out, or you might be done with college and you're getting your entry level job. So your income is naturally going to be low, but your skills have to grow. That should be the most important thing. You have to bank on your skills. You have to go out, learn sales skills, marketing, investing, communication, high value technical skills, how to be someone who is a communicator to other people, how to be a leader, how to be someone who is a great communicator around other people, and how to influence people in a good way, right? By being able to communicate. So money follows skills. If you increase your value, your income will also increase. Increase your value meaning go out and learn all the skills possible. Then when you go to your next interview, the person who's interviewing you will see some of these skills and the way you talk, the way you communicate, how you've been able to apply these skills to yourself, to grow yourself. Then the person interviewing you will see this and you'll be rewarded for that. Most people only focus on looking successful instead of actually becoming valuable. That's backwards, right? You have to become someone who's valuable first, then the success will follow. You have to understand how to build discipline while others drift. Your 20s are when habits lock in. If you like overspending, or you avoid taking risks, or you avoid discomfort, you don't like working, you don't working too much isn't good for you. You're in school, let's say you're in school online, but you don't like working, you work 20 to 25 hours. That's not really an excuse. Like, just the earlier, I think a lot of people think that they'll become an adult later. That's what a lot of people in their 20s think. They'll become an adult later. If you're 21, 22, 23, you think in your head, okay, I'll become an adult later, so I'll just start working 40 hours later. Bro, me, I was working 40 hours at 18, right? I was working 40 hours at 18 as soon as I graduated high school. Just grow up fast. Like, you have to realize the more hours you're working, the more money you're making, and the more you can learn how to invest and grow your wealth. People don't like feeling discomfort, but one thing you have to understand is that being in discomfort allows you to grow. It allows you to see things from a different perspective. Being in that discomfort will allow you to just see things from a different perspective, and that will become your identity later, because through all this discomfort, You'll learn how to be comfortable with the discomfort. Instead, these are the habits you have to create. You have to read daily, exercise like consistently, like go to the gym 5 times a week, save automatically, learn how to invest automatically, and start a side hustle on the side. These are the 4 things that I would want you to do, the 4 habits that I would suggest you doing. And the last thing is choosing your environment closely and carefully. Your circle in your 20s matter more than you think. You are the sum of the 5 people you hang around. So if everyone around you is your friends that like to spend, that like to go out, that like to drink and just spend money for fun, they avoid being ambitious, that they're not goal driven, they don't have any goals of to accomplish, or they don't have anything, they don't have any ambition as to where they see themselves in a few years, and they like making excuses. They're people that are okay with being average. These are not the people you should be hanging around. If you're someone that sees more for yourself, or envisions a future where you're wealthy and financially stable, then you shouldn't be hanging around these people. Even if they're friends, even if they're your childhood friends, you have to find a way to distance yourself away from them for a little. Although in the beginning it might be a little hard, right? But that's part of the process. That's part of the process of becoming someone who's successful, becoming someone who becomes disciplined with themselves. Don't be someone who normalizes mediocrity. Don't be someone who normalizes just being average, having a regular job, just coasting, going through life. Don't be someone who's okay with that. You have to find yourself. You have to find yourself and become someone who is goal oriented, become someone who's ambitious. If you surround yourself with builders, people who are investors, who are like minded, the same way you're like minded, and who understand that they have to grow themselves in order to become something in their 20s, then those are the type of people you have to be around. Those are the type of people you have to surround yourself with. If you start surrounding yourself with them, then your standards, they rise automatically. You won't expect anything from the friends you grew up with, but your standards will have changed because now you surrounded yourself with like-minded people, and you will always keep your standards. Yes, you might go back to your friends and talk to them, give them a few advice here and there, but if they're not willing to accept and understand, then you keep them at that level, and you just gotta push for excellence. You gotta push for something higher. Your 20s are not about fitting in, but it's about fitting out, being different, not following the norm, not following what everybody else is doing, but learning how to understand that your 20s aren't a time where you should be messing around. It's not a decade where you should be messing around. It's your time to build. It's your time to grow yourself financially, mentally, physically, and strategically. It's about leveling up, allowing yourself to become someone who you'll be proud of in a few years. Your 20s aren't for comfort, they're for building and construction. You want to build your habits, your skills, and your network, your financial foundation. The choices you make, all the habits and everything that you make and do in your 20s will compound, whether good or bad. And a lot of people don't take this seriously because they think, okay, you know, I'm going to enjoy my 20s. Like they just YOLO. And they want to live life as is. But don't be someone who's like that, right? Don't be someone who just thinks, okay, I'm gonna just live my life and have fun. If you found this video insightful and you think that you're someone who wants to grow in your 20s and not make some of the mistakes that your other peers are making, please like, comment, and subscribe, and watch the rest of the videos that I have put up, because they'll also help you learn how to build your income, learn how to build your wealth, learn how to be financially savvy, learn how to be financially smart with your money. Please subscribe, comment down below what type of videos you want to see, whether it's investing, learning how to invest, whether it's setting up a Roth IRA account, whether it's knowing what a 401k is, whether it's budgeting videos, whatever it is you guys want to see down below. Please comment and let me know what you guys want to see. Peace.